the empty character slot is still there. That's right, another character is very likely on the way. But who will it be? Let's talk about the most likely fighters in today's video. But also, Cyber Smoke has been added to the game as a secret fight. That's right, you can battle against him in the new Floyd Tower. Did you know about the new Floyd Tower? The one that gets you a new stage for free? If not, then make sure to check out this video next, because it talks about all that stuff. But first, let's discuss the new character coming to Mortal Kombat 1 along with Cyber Smoke, because another day means more Mortal Kombat 1 news. I'm covering it all the time on this channel, so if you want to stay up to date, then make sure to subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss any future videos. And then after watching, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like down below, it helps the channel out a ton. And without any further ado, let's begin. Starting off with Cyber Smoke. That's right, this character first appeared during story mode in the final chapter, and then soon after he was found in invasions mode as well. And as a result, if you play on PC with the hook mod, you've always had access to Cyber Smoke if you wanted to, at least his appearance. However, finally, for the first time, he's a secret battle in Mortal Kombat 1, found in the new Floyd Tower, which unfortunately is completely random. The luck has to be on your side for this tower to even appear, and then once you do get in, I hear that it's very difficult. Now, Super was able to finish it, which means we know it can be done, but I've listened to other YouTubers and they say this tower is very difficult, about twice as difficult as your average tower in Mortal Kombat 1. In other words, everyone watching this video will be tested. Unless you're a veteran of the game who's already very skilled, chances are this new Floyd Tower is going to test you. And if you do manage to complete it, you unlock the field stage at night, which looks really cool, very cinematic, got some great ambiance to it as well. But what about Cyber Smoke? How does he fit into this whole thing? As mentioned earlier, he's a secret fight, very similar to Reptile in the original Mortal Kombat, which means you've got to meet some requirements before you can fight this guy. I'll go ahead and throw it up on screen. Keep in mind this must be done before stage 4 of the tower. As the player, you need 1 flawless victory and 1 perfect block before fight 4 in order to fight Cyber Smoke. If you achieve these things any later or fail to do them, then Cyber Smoke is not going to show up. A big shout out to the Thinny for figuring this stuff out by going into the data of Mortal Kombat 1, deep in the code, and finding out the exact requirements to activate this secret fight with Cyber Smoke. So real quick to summarize, the Floyd Tower needs to appear for you, first thing, which is completely random. The odds must be in your favor, and then once entering the tower, you've got to do at least 1 perfect block during any round and exactly 1 flawless victory. So don't do more than 1 flawless victory. That's an oddball requirement worth mentioning. Don't get too many flawless victories or you can't fight him. I recommend playing a high damage character like Natara, who can kill the opponent in 2 combos. But what do you get after beating Cyber Smoke? I hear many of you asking. Unfortunately, the answer is some seasonal coins. That's it. Just some seasonal tokens and bragging rights that you did fight and defeat Cyber Smoke. I also recommend saving the footage with whatever console you're on. PS5 and Xbox One Series X have the ability to record recent gameplay, right? So save that footage of you beating Cyber Smoke for the bragging rights, because I don't think there's an achievement for beating him or anything like that, which means you need proof, so save that gameplay. What makes me the most excited about this secret Smoke battle is that there may be hope for more content coming in Mortal Kombat 1, because no insiders ever said this would happen to the game. They said 1 or 2 more cameo characters and that's it. They never mentioned the Cyber Smoke battle or the new Floyd Tower, any of that stuff, which means that maybe NetherRealm isn't done adding new stuff to this game, including an upcoming character. So let's talk about that next. According to famous data miner himself, Interloco, there's still an empty slot in the game files for Mortal Kombat 1. In other words, there's an empty position for a character that still has not been filled. Even after the recent updates that happened, NetherRealm still hasn't removed that empty slot, which means the second cameo character could still be on the way. And if that wasn't already exciting enough for you, chances are this next cameo character could be completely free in the same way that Madame Bo was, assuming you purchased the Chaos Reigns bundle. If you didn't, then you can likely buy this new character a la carte, which is a fancy way of saying separate purchase. But as you all know, I love making these videos interactive, so let me know in the comments right now which character you want to be in this empty slot. Grab that keyboard and make your voices heard. Which character do you want for the next cameo slot in Mortal Kombat 1? Because according to Interloco, it's down to 3 possible candidates: Meat, Kabal, and Kai. That's right, those three fighters are the most likely to be this next character. However, that being said, nothing is set in stone, because Madame Bo was originally Kotal Khan. That's right, her character and assets got put into Kotal Khan's empty folder in the files for Mortal Kombat 1, which tells us that anything can happen. Even if that empty folder had a name and said Kabal, that's no guarantee that Kabal's gonna be the character they put in there. NetherRealm has finally wisened up and made it tougher to guess which character is coming next. So once again, that means any character could be next, not just these three that Interloco is theorizing. And speaking of Interloco, he finished his game recently. That's right, if you follow him on Twitter, there's a link to play his game on Steam, and he gave me a free code to play it, and I'm definitely gonna do that on this channel, because this man deserves it. He's been working hard, digging through the files of Mortal Kombat 1 since day one of the game's release, so we gotta do him a solid and try out his new game, right? Play it, have fun, enjoy all the references. There's tons of Easter eggs about Mortal Kombat in there apparently, because of course there are. Interloco's a big fan of Mortal Kombat. So I guess what I'm saying is check out Interloco's new game immediately after watching this video. And hopefully by now you've commented which character you want next in the game. For me personally, out of these three characters, I want to see Meat. I think he deserves that slot the most, because not only has he been missing from the series for a long time, almost 20 years by now, but on top of that, he fits the cameo system perfectly. I don't want main character candidates to be in my cameo slots. Characters like Sonya never should have been there in my opinion. The cameos should have been for the oddball characters that aren't quite popular enough to be main fighters, but even so, players want them in the game. To me, that's what the cameo system should have been for, and nobody fits that bill better than Meat. He's popular, but not so popular to warrant a full character slot maybe, because he's kind of an oddball with weird attacks and no real motivation or backstory. He's just kind of a weirdo, but that's why he fits so well. When it comes to Kabal and Kai, yes, I like these characters more than Meat, but that's why they should be on the main roster and not cameos. Kabal goes without saying, for sure. That character is a fan favorite, and in my opinion, I've said in past videos, I think Kabal is one of the most interesting designs that Mortal Kombat's ever created. He's right up there with Sindel in terms of designs that don't come close to any other fictional character. He feels very much his own unique design, just like Sindel. Whereas many other Mortal Kombat characters kinda blend together, right? Change their outfit color and suddenly they're a different character. But not Kabal, he stands out. He's got unique weapons, a unique look, cool superpowers, all that stuff blending together to make him very unique, which is why he should not be the next cameo character, or rather a cameo character at all. That just feels wrong. Either put him on the main roster for Mortal Kombat 1 or save him until the next game. I feel the same way about Kai too. This character deserves to return. Nobody would deny that, but as a cameo character, I feel like you're wasting his abilities, because Kai, while not very popular, was given Raiden's staff and told to take over in Mortal Kombat 4. That's how powerful Kai is, supposedly. The developers forgot about him. He doesn't show up until Armageddon after MK4, which is unfortunate, but any character that Raiden gives a staff to and says, yo, lead the way, I think they deserve to be a main character and not a cameo. With that said though, you could theoretically replace Cameo Sector with Kai, and it would work perfectly, because both characters use fire, and Kai has this move where he shoots a fireball upward and it comes down somewhere else on the screen. Kai could have been Cameo Sector, and it would have worked, which I find really funny. It was a random thought that came to me a couple days ago, and I just wanted to share it. Kai would have actually replaced Sector Cameo really well. But even so, with all that said, I still don't think that Kai should be anything but a main fighter on the roster, and I think he's got a good chance of returning in Mortal Kombat 2. I'm just gonna say that right now. It's just a feeling. I got that tingle on my spine that Kai could return in the next game, but my point is, I don't think he's gonna be a cameo character, but he's got a much stronger chance of it than Kabal. In other words, Meat and Kai are equally likely as cameo characters. Now, if we're not limited to these three, like I mentioned earlier, we actually aren't, then I would want a character that's even weirder than Meat, like Dramin, or Moloch, or possibly even Mocap. I think any of those 3D era characters would be perfect as a cameo. But no matter what the case may be, I'm just excited that NetherRealm has not removed that empty slot from the game yet, even after the recent updates, because that gives me hope that maybe we're at least getting one more character. Mortal Kombat 1's future is still unknown, but I've got a video planned to drop in the next 3 days or so that will cover what is most likely to come for this game. In other words, I'm 90% sure of what Mortal Kombat 1's future is going to be, and I'll talk about that in the video because there's a lot to cover. But for today's video, that's about all the news I have to cover. So thanks for watching everyone, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like down below, it helps the channel out a ton. And if you're new to this channel, finish that combo by subscribing and ringing that bell so you never miss any future videos. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs.